Ever wondered how to prepare the perfect B.Tech project report? The process can seem quite daunting, but fear not, as we're here to guide you through it step by step. Firstly, it is important to understand that a project report must be organized in a series of chapters, beginning with an introduction and ending with a summary and conclusions. Each chapter should have a precise title reflecting its contents. If the work comprises 2 or more mutually independent investigations, the report may be divided into separate parts, each with an appropriate title. The introduction, or Chapter 1, should justify and highlight the problem posed, define the topic, and explain the aim and scope of the work presented in the report. Significant contributions from the investigation can also be highlighted in this section. Next comes the review of literature, usually forming Chapter 2. This chapter should present a critical appraisal of previous work published in the literature related to the topic of the investigation. The extent and emphasis of this chapter will depend on the nature of the investigation. The report on the present investigation should be presented in 1 or more chapters with appropriate titles. This section should give due importance to experimental setups, procedures adopted, techniques developed, and methodologies adopted. While important derivations or formulae should normally be presented in the text of these chapters, extensive and long treatments, copious details, and tedious information, detailed results in tabular and graphical forms may be presented in appendices. Results and discussions form the penultimate chapter of the project report. This chapter should include a thorough evaluation of the investigation carried out and should highlight the contributions from the study. The discussion should logically lead to inferences and conclusions, as well as scope for possible further future work. Finally, the summary and conclusions chapter should contain a brief report of the work carried out. Conclusions derived from the logical analysis presented in the results and discussions chapter should be clearly enumerated. The scope for future work should also be stated here. To summarize, the key steps to preparing a B.Tech project report are: crafting a clear and concise introduction, conducting a thorough review of literature, reporting on the present investigation, presenting results and discussions, and wrapping up with a summary and conclusions. Remember, preparation is key, and a well-structured report can make all the difference in effectively communicating the results of your hard work. Happy writing!